Hello, welcome back. One more session of practice of live YouTube live. Today, I'm going to share about my childhood experience of my first Hollywood movie. The first Hollywood movie I saw was First Blood. The hero is Sylvester Stallone, and it was amazing, extraordinary movie. Then the Rambo series came. Then after many years, I got a chance to watch his the first series of movies, Rocky 1, 2, and all that, and it's amazing, extraordinary movies. But what I did not know was the Sylvester Stallone's the initial days. How did he? What was his struggle he was going through, and how did he ended up making that movie? The story is he was a struggling actor, and he was getting small some side roles and all, and he was very financially he was very struggling. And one day he also wanted to star himself in the movie, and he was inspired by the boxing match between Muhammad Ali and another world heavyweight champion. And this, as a Muhammad Ali as an underdog, he wins the world heavyweight championship, and that really inspired him. And he wrote the whole story of Rocky in 3 days. And in fact, he shares in one of the interviews that he was almost his wife was pregnant, and he had not much money to spare, and he had about 300 pounds, $300 rent, and he just had $170 to spare. So he just wrote that script because his landlady was like a big lady who was not very supportive also, and he wrote that script. And then he showed that script, but he had one condition, that he will be the hero, like he will be the key player actor in that movie. And in fact, he also shares that he actually created the script so that he can be a hero, like a play a main role in a movie. That's why he chose that script of a fighter. Because if he says, if I had to write a movie about a lawyer or a doctor, he says, I'm not that kind of a person, right? So anyway, I cannot feature in that kind of a role. So he wrote a specific storyline, a screenplay, which will fit him right, like very well in the in that movie. And but interesting thing is, some producers liked the script, but they were not at all happy to put him in that movie. In fact, they offered him money to get out of that movie, like just sell the script. In fact, up to, I think, they paid about $500,000 to even to get out of the that whole project. But he was persistent. In fact, he says he was so persistent. He kept pestering. He kept asking them. He did not leave. He was very persistent. And in fact, he says the day when they said yes, it was almost like a bluff called off, right? He was saying that all these days I was bluffing, that I can do, I'm good, I'm great. And suddenly when he got the role, he was not sure. But then he told to himself, either you do your best, and even if you fail, that is fine, or be the bummer, like a failure for rest of your life. And that's where he took on that chance, because he wanted to try his best till the last. Like, he wanted to fail. Even if it's fail, it's fine, but I should not have a regret that I did not try. So that's what he was very determined about that. And in fact, the producers also were nothing to lose, because this guy was consistently persisting, and the screenplay was quite okay. So most likely it might run or get that money back and all that. That is what they thought. And the whole movie was done for around 960K, that is about roughly around 1 million. And once it was released, it crossed, I think more than 200 million. yeah, I think it was such a huge commercial success. He turned 200 times more than what they invested. Such an amazing and inspiring story. One small anecdote or short this thing. Uh, During that difficult period, he has to sell his dog, and that was one of the in one of his stories. It has written very nicely. It is very painful actually. He sells his own dog, but when he sold his script, when he got little money, first thing he was did was to go back and get his dog back. So that is what an inspiring story about Sylvester Stallone. I think people of my age will relate to him. The whole series of Rambo movies that are so inspiring, very action movies which we enjoyed. This is about the being persistent and doing your best, even if you fail. I think that is still you don't regret, because success has many factors. In fact, all your hard work, sometimes you may not get the returns what you want, but if you're not tried, that regret will always be there. So I am on that mission. Like, I always ensure that I live a life of no regrets. And in fact, I tell my students and my people whom I coach that just ensure that don't regret. Like, live a life of no regrets. Hope you enjoyed this. And if you have any comments, anything you want to share, or if you want me to talk about any other topics, please feel free to put it in the comments, and I'll do my best to speak about that. Thank you.